Colin Wilson and Tony West.
Thanks, Tony. So it's not hard to tell who's who here. John Misal from the Philippines, 22 years of age, in the dark blue shirt. Left-handed against the famous twice quarter-finalist, four times quarter-finalist, twice semi-finalist in the history of modern era of sandpaper ping pong. Chris Doran, 6'8", and he said he wasn't going to overhit at the start of this game in that interview this morning. Well, he underhit that one. So, consistency, the key word for John Misal at the start. You'll see that he's happy to play backspin or chopping strokes away from the table on his backhand, and then attach with the forehand. As Darius was saying, glides across to play a forehand attack. So I've got Tony West with me in the commentary box. And John Misal is no mug, but you have to say that if Chris went out at this stage, it would be a huge disappointment for the English fans.
Oh yeah, it certainly would be. Chris, massive favourite in this game, but we have seen John a couple of times on this table this year, and he played really well both times. We've seen he does defend on that backhand, but on the forehand he hits very hard. I think the problem he's got here is Chris can cope with that. If John gets his forehand in, it's not really a problem for Chris. He's used to the big bombs of people like Maxim and Bagley, so it's not as big a problem for him. He doesn't have to worry about Misal getting his forehand in as much as previous opponents have.
Yeah, that's right, Tony. And Chris a little bit relieved, I think, to get back to 3-all after a little bit of a dodgy start.
4-3.
Ball, just see there, just crept over the net. A big Russel from John Misal. 4-all. First of 15, best of 3.
5-4.
Chris disappointed that he's making just a few errors at the start of this match. A little bit uncharacteristic from the big man. Got his club now in Peterborough. They call him the Meat Tower.
5 each.
But for a big man, he moves sublimely. He's got possibly the best hand-eye coordination, best touch in the whole of the game in the world.
6-5.
Starting to see Chris increase the power now in the last couple of games. He did start off rolling quite softly, keeping Misal back, but now he's trying to win the point a bit quicker.
6 each.
Yeah, a shaking of head and sorting out of self. Not quite settled yet. For all of that, there's a point ahead at least. He looks nervous to me. Maybe the weight of expectation. People are expecting him to win this one, maybe to breeze through. And yet, it's a game you're going to have to grind out against the defender. Cat and mouse on both sides.
8-6.
So, as Chris said, no big game to try and blast the opponent off. He's been very, very, well, gentle and deliberate at the start. Not with a great deal of success.
8-7.
I think at some point we'll see Chris start to open up more. I don't know if it's just yet, though. Great control from both players. What a wonderful rally.
Yeah, well played, Chris. We saw a couple of times Misal did get some big forehands in, but Chris able to just deal with it, put it back on the table and regain control of the rally. Again, John Misal coping with everything that Chris is throwing at him.
Chris has got the touch and the creativity of Sorensen, but the power of Maxim Shmuriev.
8, 9.
And yet, only 1 point in it. Chris is really having to think and work, scrabble sometimes. John's just looking smooth and consistent, keeping it simple.
Come on!
Well, 2-point lead now for Chris Doran. He's calling out about something.
Yeah, having a chat with the crowd there, Chris.
Don't know if there's a curtain pulled back or something that you couldn't see properly. Just trying to settle. Soft forehands. And he saw John Misal run round to get his forehand in from the backhand corner. Let's see it again. And then as soon as John Misal runs round, out it goes to the other side. See you later. Well played, Chris. 11-8. So, intelligent and careful play. Disappointed with that.
9-11.
Oh my word. Double point ball for Misal. 9-11 in the first game.
Double point ball.
Well, that's an interesting one. Going for a comeback. Chris keeping it steady, steady, steady. Chris must be feeling a great deal of threat from John Misal to be playing in this much respect. There's the switch again, and he's worked 2 rallies on the trot, waited for John to be thinking about getting his forehand in, and then wide of the forehand. Chris looking very, very carefully to see what John Misal's movements are doing. Well done, Chris. And he's survived the double point ball, keeps him 3 points ahead, and Misal's double point ball is now used. Chris using the pace of Misal from away from the table.
12-10.
Misal delighted with that. Great play from both players in that rally. Chris soaking up the power, but John still continuing to come at him and take the point. Let's serve. So taking it again. Forehand flip from John Misal. Chris can go anyway. Plays the drop shot. Wide of the forehand again. So he knows that wide of the forehand's 1 place to go. It wasn't the best drop shot in the world, was it? A bit bouncy, but was able to play a solid follow-up.
He's so good against defenders, Chris, isn't he? Just sends them the wrong way, changes the pace, waits for the easy ball, very patient.
Oh, just off the side from John.
10-14.
Misal puts it wide. And that's the first game point now in Chris Doran's favour. The winner of this match will play Anton Andersson of Sweden, who we've just seen beat Benjamin Sorensen of Denmark. That's a good counter from Doran.
15,
So Chris likes it in some ways more when someone's coming at him, when they don't give him the energy in the ball to feed off, and he's got to make all the running himself. He has to be a lot more deliberate about his game. So getting a bit of advice from Dennis Neal. He's asked him specifically to come and coach him in this. Chris is not completely happy with that game, but he took it. Earlier on, we saw Chris having to work the rally. So fairly typical rally there. Chris feeding off the topspin, keeping Misal away from the table. Misal quite happy to do so. And then see Chris, great movement. See, he's looking carefully, nice touch, good stroke production. Really playing cat and mouse. Playing the bigger forehands, careful again. Drop shots, everything in that rally. this is the one, I think, where he got John going the wrong way. So again, typically forehand roll against backhand defence. When you see John go to run round, great stuff to it then. Well, we're back live again. The second game started, and it's 1-love to Chris Doran. So, really long rallies, Tony, in that first game.
Yeah, and what we saw towards the end was Chris cut out the errors, really. He made a few uncharacteristic, what I'd call unforced errors for Chris early on in the game, but they all went towards the end and he pulled away.
Yeah, he settled down just a bit. Even though, when he was at the in the corner at the end of the game talking to Dennis Neal, he's obviously getting a bit of frustration off his chest that he hadn't played great, certainly at the beginning of the first game. And this is a nervy match because Misal soaks up the pressure so well, goes back, lets you play, but a lot of balls come back. And he doesn't give you much to play with, so Chris having to grind this one out. But to be fair to Chris, he really is giving John all the respect that he needs to. You can't just blast him off, it won't work.
No, that's right, and we saw John lose the first game yesterday on the TV table, but come back and won the next two to win the match. So he works people out as the game goes on. He tends to get stronger.
3-1.
Against Ashley Stokes, that was. Very careful play again from Chris. John just getting everything back. And then that sudden injection of pace into that backhand.
4-1.
Very careful until he just waits and waits for the right ball.
Yeah, that backhand was so much harder than the others. He didn't really show that he was going in hard like he did in that rally.
2-4.
It was powerful. When he does it too much, it'll break down. So both players having to think it through.
Yes. 2-5.
So John supported back home in the Philippines by his friends in the Green Paddle Club in Toril, Davao City. Playing since he was 10. Got to the last 32 2 years ago, at the tender age of 20. Now he's 22 years old in the last 16 and fighting for a place in the quarters. Chris refusing an opportunity to smash the ball once he'd got John wide of the forehand. Forehand backspin from John, and that's a lovely drop shot from Chris. That's an absolute corker.
7-2.
This is so hard to do, Colin. Watch how early he takes it when he decides to do the drop shot, just as it bounces. You watch this. Took it so early.
Yeah, and he wants extra appreciation for that, even though it wasn't a big smash. It was a very, very classy shot. John attacking beautifully with the forehand. Yes. 3 go on, the fourth one off the end.
2-8.
A yes from Chris Doran at the end of that one. Chris soaked that up so well. Yes. And again, Chris, the slightly slower ball was effective. Hot work. Oh, top of the edge, top edge, slight top edge of the bat.
8.
Took the ball off the end of the table. So Misal 3-8. Chris has at least settled down and stayed consistent. Give himself a lead. Roll reversal.
Yeah, I think John clearly decided he needs to throw a bit of caution to the wind and go for a few more forehands. Problem he's got is that in earlier rounds they were winning in points, but Chris is more than capable of getting those back.
Well, Chris enjoying himself now. That rally went back, did some backhand chopping himself, showing John that he's not the only one that can chop on the backhand. Hear the grunt each time he hits the ball, and that's a beauty. A little bit of acceleration at the last minute. Stayed so relaxed.
I think he was asking the crowd whether he should go for the double-point ball, and I think they said yes.
Double point ball, Doran.
So 10-3 and looking to extend it to 12-3 with the white double point ball, the power play ball. And he makes it.
3-12.
Sherwin Ramata at the back coaching John Misal. Sherwin in the far corner, trying to keep his fellow Filipino in the competition. And Sherwin runs 2 clubs in Westminster, 1 in Fulham, does a lot of coaching. But the coaching hasn't worked against the mighty Chris Doran. What would? Nice drop shot again from Chris. Spraying the ball all around the court now. Oh, just hit the top of the net.
4-12.
He says. What a lovely rally that was. Great control. And then when John hits it, top of the net, goes underneath Chris's bat. Attack again from John. But Chris is such a good counter hit to Tony, isn't he? He almost prefers it when you go at him.
Yeah, that's a great shot. Look at that. Absolutely on the white line. Fantastic.
So John Misal, who's gone further in this competition than he's ever gone before.
14-4.
He beat Germany's Yevgeny Milkin in the last round, 15-11 in the 3rd and final game. But it's been too much to keep with Chris Doran, who shows his class, takes it 15-4 in the second, toying with the crowd. John knows he's well beaten, but he's done well. Takes $2,000 away from this championship and into the quarter-final. And back tonight is Chris Doran, all 6'8" of him, and he'll be playing the winner. He'll be playing Anton Andersson of Sweden, who played in the last match. And this is the match point. This is how Chris put it away. Beautiful forehand across court. Look at that. Wonderful play. Well done, Chris.
Yeah, he'll be really pleased with that comment. I think he was a bit nervy in the beginning of the first game, but he got better and stronger as the game went on, and in the end he was supreme in that final game.
Yeah, a couple of examples there. Thank you very much. I know what I'm doing. Remember my name?